It's the tale of two young superstars in D.C. and a dilemma for fans in sports-crazy Washington. One, the Redskins' breakout rookie quarterback Robert Griffin III, is recovering from knee surgery after coach Mike Shanahan used him in the NFL playoffs despite the injury. The other, all-star pitcher Stephen Strasburg of the Washington Nationals, was held out of the National League playoffs to protect his arm, a move that drew harsh criticism for Nats general manager Mike Rizzo. Let's go to Washington and talk it over with two guys who know the D.C. sports scene as well as anybody, Thom Loverro and Kevin Sheehan, co-hosts of the Sports Fix on ESPN Radio in Washington. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thom, let me start with you. The Redskins coach Mike Shanahan is still being blamed for playing RG3. Do you think the criticism is fair?
You know, I don't really think we know who's to blame at this point. I think it's worth exploring, trying to figure out what went wrong on the sideline in that game against Seattle, where the concept of protecting this young quarterback seemed to break down. I don't know if Mike Shanahan is to blame for that, but he's ultimately responsible for it.
Well, RG3 supposedly said he was ready to play. I mean, do you think that decision should have been left up to him?
Well, probably not. The issue is, like, who said what to who? When did the doctor say anything, if anything, to Mike Shanahan? And what kind of information did Mike Shanahan have to make his judgment? We don't know that. I'm not sure we'll ever know that, except if it comes out in drips and drabs through the media.
Kevin, I mean, the comparison keeps getting made between Nationals pitcher Stephen Strasburg and then RG3. Two people, two young guys, a lot of potential, and these injuries that sidelined Strasburg for, a season at a critical time, and then RG3, who was pushed himself. I mean, does D.C. just want it both ways? They want their stars protected, but they also want them on the field? I mean, are they truly a parallel comparison here?
I don't think so. I think it's a complete apples and oranges situation. The Nationals got medical advice that said you need to stop him after a certain number of innings. That was the advice. That's been the protocol with Tommy John surgery in the past, and they shut him down appropriately so. In RG3's case, the doctors cleared him to play. They said he can play. His injury is not a long-term risk injury if you play him, and the Redskins followed the same sort of medical advice. So with respect to that situation, the only similarities are that they both followed the medical, suggestions in those instances.
But there is some controversy about that as well, and some conflicting statements, particularly from RG3's doctors on that. But when you look at these rookies, is there that much potential there long term, or is it that DC just wants a star and something to talk about other than politics at this point?
Well, that's 100% true. We haven't had one of those in a long time, and both of them are huge stars with unbelievable potential. But Strasburg, that situation really is different than RG3's, and Coach Shanahan, Mike Shanahan's taking a ton of heat in this town right now. He's, words like negligent and irresponsibility and selfishness are being attached to a football decision in the midst of an pretty intense competition on Sunday. And people, Thom wants explanations. People are demanding investigations like it's Benghazi. In my view, it's really not.
Right. Kevin Sheehan, Thom Loverro, thanks so much for being with us this morning. And a reminder, you can catch NFL playoff action right here on CBS this afternoon at 4:30 Eastern Time. It's the Ravens versus the Broncos from Denver. And tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern, it's the Texans versus the Patriots from Foxborough, Massachusetts, right here on CBS.